I feel like I have been an artist all my life. The idea that you are an artist is what propels you forward. I mean, especially as a child, you know, if you think you're an artist, I am an artist, then that's what you do, you make art. And that's what I've been doing all my life.
Leslie Lee is a ceramic sculptor and oil painter. Her artwork often portrays powerful, beautiful women making their mark on the world. Many of the figures are frozen in a moment of self-realization. They are striving, reconsidering, or have swung into action.
I'm trying to make something that's visually pleasing. And then superimposed in that is another layer of meaning. So somebody might come to a piece at first and be attracted to it because they like the form, or they like the shape, or they like the face, or they like the way the hands are. So there's some, you know, element of aesthetic attraction. But then my hope is that there will be another layer under that. They'll look at it and say, oh, wow, that's the way I feel when, you know, such and such, or I've been there. I know what that's like.
Leslie Lee's reputation stems from her ceramic sculptures. When I visited with her, she was working on a juggler, a theme brought on by the daily realities of building her own home.
My work is about things that are happening to me in a very metaphoric way. So no matter what was going on in my life, it would have informed my art. But I think this one brought in the theme of balance and juggling and all those kinds of things, because it just always felt like we were trying to do a million things at once while we were building.
After she has sculpted the clay, the piece is given time to dry and is bisque fired. Lee applies a wax resist to the skin tones of the figure, then sprays on a specially formulated glaze. For the final transformation, Leslie will employ a raku firing method, a process which can lead to spectacular but unpredictable results.
Something magnificent can happen with raku. And then there are other times when nothing happens at all and it's just pretty much a throwaway. So there's always a risk with that. You take the piece out of the kiln when it's red hot and you put it into this can with the flammable material in it. And of course it bursts into flame. But when you put the lid on top of the can, you're depriving the interior of that space of oxygen. The flame still wants oxygen to survive, but it doesn't get it from the air, so it pulls it out of the glazes. Looks good in the back. And so what you get on the surface of the piece is the tracing of the flame and how it comes up, you know, and interacts with the glaze.
Lee is rewarded with rich blues, reds, and a hint of gold. Despite her continued successful career as a ceramic sculptor, Leslie finds her artwork being pulled in another direction.
What I'd really like to be well known for, if I could say, okay, here's my dream, I would like to be a well-known painter, believe it or not. I'm finding that painting gives me a breadth of expression that I can't find in sculpture right now. And maybe I should rephrase that. It's not that I can't find it, it's that I'm not willing to go to the lengths that I would have to go in a piece of three-dimensional work, sculpture, to portray the ideas that I want to portray.
This piece, entitled Cutting Loose, is a case in point. The same story, now unfolding on the canvas, first took shape in clay.
The sculpture, I have a chance of losing. It's very big. I'm nervous about getting it in the kiln. I'm not sure how well it's going to fire. The surface treatment of the whole thing is not resolved. But I like the idea very, very much. And so doing a painting of it is just, you know, it's like I have control over the painting. Depicts a woman bending over, cutting off her very long hair. It's a great symbol for letting go of things you don't need, of relationships you don't need, of past you don't need, of all those things that don't serve you. It's like I've carried this weight around long enough, and I'm just gonna bend over and take these big old scissors and just whack it off.
Whatever medium she is working with, Leslie Lee's artwork is all about telling a story.
It really doesn't matter if people understand what my metaphor was, but I do like it to be provocative in some way. Dennis and I talk about mystery a lot. Oh, that's a very mysterious piece, you know. And I think that's good because it gets people thinking and it gets them down another layer. They have to go inside another layer in order to respond to the piece. And I've had people cry over pieces of mine, which is great. I feel like I really accomplished something if they're not, you know, I mean, if they can stand in a gallery and look at one of my pieces and have tears rolling down their face, that's, yeah, I like that.